AI tools today are becoming incredibly advanced, and it's quite amazing to see what they're able to do. And I'm sure you've heard all the buzz around all the recent ones that have been coming up. I'm sure you definitely heard of Cloud Code and Google Antigravity. And maybe you don't know where to start, how to get it set up. So today I'm going to show you how to integrate Google Antigravity with n8n, using it as an MCP server and building a really cool dashboard for social media. Now, maybe you're not a very technical savvy kind of person, and when you're working with these kind of tools, it may sound a bit daunting and intimidating, but trust me, it's very easy and it can build something really cool really fast. And I'll show you how to do it. I'll be building a new dashboard from scratch. I'll show you the completed version that I built when I was doing my testing, but I will be doing this from scratch. I'm going to be redoing one of my previous workflows and how to make it a lot better and much more powerful with n8n. So if this is something that you'd like to learn how to build, stick around and I'll show you how to get this done. Okay, so what am I building today? A few months ago, or at least it felt like a few months ago, I actually can't remember, but a while back, I made a video about this workflow right here. Now, I chose social media since those are the ones that seem to be getting a lot of attention for my videos, which is good. It shows that people are finding some of these things useful. So I decided to go with social media for this demonstration. Now, what this workflow did, in case you don't recognize it from my previous videos, is it took in information from a form. I'll just execute this right here to show you what it looks like. So it takes in a video URL from Google Drive that you put there, title, description. It grabs it grabs all the information from Google Drive here, it sends it in the edit fields, passes it to an Excel sheet where Zapier will grab that same Excel sheet, send it to Buffer, and Buffer will post it to your social media. And then if we just go to my zaps here, I have 3 different zaps. So one for YouTube, one for TikTok, and one for Instagram. They're all pretty much the same thing here. It just grabs the information from Google Sheet and then sends it to the social media platform. Now, again, in case you didn't watch my last video, I'll put a link in the description below, by the way, just to show you how to set up the Buffer and Zapier side. It's really easy. The reason why I did that is just so you don't have to pay for a service. There's some other services out there that you have to pay. I don't know if it's changed now, but it's 25 bucks a month where you can post. You can do that in n8n. But this is the workaround. So using n8n and Zapier. But this isn't too bad, but there's an even easier way, better way, and you don't even have to put it on Google Drive. The app will do it for you. So this is what I built. And what this does is it allows you to upload a file. You can click here, browse through your files, or drag and drop, which is pretty neat. It grabs the same information, the title and the caption, submit, and then within 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, they don't get posted all exactly at the same time, but very quickly they get posted to 3 of your social media. And all you have to do is just drag and drop the video that you just recorded or edited, give it the title, give it the caption, and it's on all 3 of your accounts real quick. Pretty easy. You don't even have to sign into n8n after creating this. You don't have to sign into your social media accounts. It saves you a lot of time. And also, this is just a good demonstration of how to connect Google Antigravity to n8n, how to copy a website and replicate it in your dashboard, which is exactly what I did here. So this is my business website. Not trying to promote it, I'm just showing you. This is what I ended up doing. And I just told it to make it look like my website, and it grabbed the favicon here for the tab, logo there, the colors. It went through my website and it copied it. I'll show you how to do that, which is pretty neat. It'll open up a browser. You'll see it working through, scanning the website and then building right in front of you your new dashboard. So it's pretty cool. What I'll be starting off with first is showing you how to connect to n8n with Antigravity. Very easy. And then with just one prompt, you have this whole setup complete. It's really cool. I'll show you how to get this workflow to work with Antigravity. So it's a slightly different version. I modified the previous one a little bit, but if you haven't watched my previous video, or you don't have this at all, I'll have this as a template as well. If you have this already and it's working for you, you can follow along. I'll just show you how each node works, and then you can modify it. It's really just adding an upload file and then replacing the trigger with a webhook. And then these three pretty much stay the same. One slight change on this node, but I'll show you how that all works. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get going. Let's start off with just where to download Antigravity, how to get it set up, and then connect it with n8n. So let's go. Okay, so to get Google Antigravity, it's basically an app that you're going to have to download. It looks like VS Code for all of you who ever used VS Code. If not, don't worry about it. Basically, it looks like a code editor, but you don't have to do any coding. This will take care of everything for you. That's why it says IDE here, because it's like a code editor. So I'm on a Windows computer, so it's automatically going to put download for Windows. But you just go to antigravity.google, download the app, and then when you open the app, it basically just it's a code editor right here. So this is just leftover stuff from when I was building my site. So this is what it'll be building. Again, you don't have to do any of this. It does it for you. Just a quick side thing. One thing that I really enjoyed about building this app is that it didn't go overboard and just create a whole bunch of bloat files here and just a bloated code, like extra stuff it didn't need. Really clean setup here. Just 3 files. That's all it needs. It needs a JavaScript file, CSS, which is the file that styles your website, and then this is the HTML, the markup for your website, like the text and whatnot. Just 3 files. That's it. It keeps it nice and clean and very simple. Just a little side thing. But anyways, you download it right here. Install it just like you would install any software. Open it, and then it takes you to Antigravity right here. I'm just going to be closing all of these since we don't need these anymore, or I don't need these anymore. I'm going to be starting completely from scratch right here. All right, so I'm going to be starting off here in a brand new file or folder. Sorry, absolutely nothing here. Just had to log in quickly there, but yeah, so there's no files here, completely empty. That'll change soon. Antigravity will fill those in with files. But this is the interface right here, right? Again, it looks just like a code editor, but it has this part right here. So this is what you'll be putting in your prompt. You'll be telling Antigravity what you want to build, how to build it, and then it'll show its thinking process right here actually, and then you'll see some of the stuff that it's building right here. You'll be seeing this fill itself with files as it's building the application. Very simple setup. This is pretty much it. But anyways, when you're here, the next thing you're going to have to do is connect this with n8n. Now we're going to be using n8n as an MCP server. Now, what is an MCP server? I'll just quickly tell you what it is. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. And what that is basically it's a bridge. It connects your AI assistant, which in this case will be Google Antigravity, to a source that has access to other tools, other platforms like Gmail, Outlook, social media accounts, other tools like that. It has access to all those tools, right? So that's what that is. So with that said, let's get started here. So you're going to click on the 3 dots on the top right here. And then you're going to click where it says MCP servers. All right, now you have all these here. Has all the different ones that you can set up, but n8n isn't on there. So we're going to have to manually put it in. It's not hard. So click on where it says manage MCP servers. Now this is showing up for me because I've already have it configured. But when you do it on your side, it's just this little refresh is going to be spinning and there's going to be nothing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on view raw code, and it's basically just going to open up a blank file. So right here, I just have it blocked out. because it's showing my information here. But this is where you're going to paste your file. Now, where do you get the information from n8n? What you're going to be grabbing is an access token. I'm just going to do it from here. So if you go back to n8n, you're going to click on settings here, and then you're going to click on instance level MCP. When you go here, you're going to click on the button right here. For me, it says connection details. I think on your side it'll say connect. Now, when you click on there, you're going to select access token. Now right here, it's showing this placeholder for me. When you do it for the first time, it'll actually show you what the access token is here. But you're going to copy this. There's a copy button right there. You just click on that. You go back to Antigravity, and then you just paste it right on this file, which is the mcp_config.json. Once you do that, you go File, you click on Save. You can close that file, and then this refresh button, you might have to just click it one more time. But after you save, refresh, then this is what you'll see as well. Leave this all checked, and then what this does is that it allows Antigravity to see all of your workflows. Now, it can't manipulate them and start changing things around in the workflows, it's just able to see them. But the cool thing about that is that when you're building applications and you're tying it with an n8n workflow, let's say you have some nodes, maybe missing nodes, or something's not configured correctly, it'll tell you, it'll see what it needs to change, and then it will advise you on how to set it up. It'll give you a nice guide, which is pretty neat, super useful. So we're ready to go. That's it. That's all you have to do to get this connected. Now I'll show you what to do for the prompt. So click back to agent right here. All right, I'm just gonna close this. All right, now what am I gonna do here? I want to build this dashboard, right, where you drag and drop, add a title and a caption, hit submit, and I wanted to make it look like my website that I showed you earlier. So that's what you're gonna have to put right here. And remember, the more context, the better. So try to be a little detailed. I have this prompt here. I'm gonna put this in the template just as a guideline, so you see a good example of the prompt. Obviously, change it to what you need or whatever you want to build, or if you're copying the same thing, you can probably pretty much use the same. Okay, going into n8n here. So what will change here is, like I said, you're going to add this upload file, and you're going to add this webhook trigger. So to add that, you just go here, and then if you just look up webhook, you just click on webhook right there, and you add it as a trigger. So let's open up this node. I'll show you what this is. So you're going to get a URL here. Now at first it's going to be some long set of numbers. If you just change it right here in your path, I change it to Antigravity, it'll change your URL, which is much easier to read. You're going to want to change this to post. Authentication can stay as none. Respond. If it's anything different, just make sure you set it to using respond to webhook node. You're going to add an option. Now when you add an option, I'm just going to delete this and I'll show you what it looks like. Add an option, you're going to want to select field name for binary data. This is what grabs the file that you pass to the webhook. So in this case, you'll be sending it to the application that Antigravity will build for you. It'll send that, and then when your n8n workflow receives it with the webhook, it'll grab that file. So that's what this is doing here. Data, that's what you're going to leave it as. Okay, and that's pretty much done right there. The next one is upload the file. So you're going to send it through and it'll upload to Google Drive for you. So you won't have to do that ahead of time like you did before. So you're just going to pick the account they're going to use. This is going to be file, upload. The file that was generating was coming up as data 0. So that's why I added that. So pay attention. If it ever fails, just make sure that this file matches when it receives it. I'll show you in the demonstration when I do my testing. The file name, you can set this to whatever you like. I just have it set as the timestamp. So in brackets, double squirrely brackets now. But feel free to change it to whatever you like. I just like doing this because it's dynamic. You can set this to like social media post and then it'll just have the time there. And then parent drive, this is where you just select the drive. So this is just my drive, and then you pick the folder that you want it to be sent to. So that's that. This node was added here because it needed to grab the ID. But when you upload your file, this is gonna also produce the ID. And since this, if I delete this, this is gonna be right beside this one, so it'll still pull the ID. So this JSON.ID will still work. So yeah, this just grabs the ID, applies it to this URL. It pulls the title and the description that this that the webhook will pass. So as you can see right here, it says webhook, and then it grabs the body and the caption. So what I did was I turned this off, ran the test, it went up to here, and then when I turn these back on, you'll see it in the schema, and then you can just drag and drop from here from the webhook. Okay, now once that's done, it sends everything to your Excel sheet. Just make sure you have these columns added. So you pick your accounts, sheet with a document, append row. You pick the right document. Sheet 1's usually the default, but if you rename the sheet, just make sure that this name matches, and then map each column manually, and then JSON, video, title. It just pulls everything from the edit fields. So this is what that Google Sheet looks like. So that's the video URL, that's the title, description. I have these right here. So just make sure that you have these matching up right here. So if you get this template and you rename these, so just delete them and then close, reopen this node. It should be able to pull these, and then you can fill in the information that way. But if you want this to work, right, so that's the n8n side. Once you have that set up, your n8n is connected with Antigravity. We're ready to go and build our app with Google Antigravity. So let's get started with that. All right, so here we are back in Antigravity. We're ready to build our app now. Now that we have n8n connected and the workflow set up, we can go ahead and build the app. Now, I have this prompt right here, which I can leave inside the template, just so you can use as a reference. But what this is just telling Antigravity to build us the dashboard, how we want it to work. We provide some information of the workflow. So this is going to use the ID and the URL, and then just how to set up the webhook. I'm going to add this prompt right now, so I'm just going to copy, and I'm just going to paste it right here. I also told it to make it look like my website. So what it should do, it should bring up a browser, scan through the website, and then build from there. So that's pretty much all you have to do right there. Just put that prompt, hit send, and we'll watch it do its magic. Okay, so right now it looks like it's just going through my website. Brought up a browser. So I'm not touching anything right here. This is just doing everything on its own. So if you're doing this and you see that blue outline around the browser, that's Antigravity just going through it. If you're going through this for the first time, just keep in mind you want to stay by your computer because it's going to ask you if you're going to allow Antigravity to do this. So I did that before when I was testing. So it didn't ask me this time, but just keep an eye out for that. It's going to wait for you to hit allow. But yeah, what it's doing right here is just going through a website, and it's just scanning the way it's laid out, the way it looks. So I'm just going to go back to Antigravity right here, and there, right in the center there, you'll see the analysis that it made on my website. Okay, so it's just going through its thinking. If it runs into any problems or any issues or errors, it thinks and it tries to resolve them itself. Okay, so right now it's just thinking of an implementation plan. So this will go through things that you need to do on your end on n8n. because Antigravity is not going to build a workflow for you, but it'll tell you what to do and how to build it. If it finds your workflow, it'll tell you if there's any other modifications that need to be done, and then it'll also go through what it's going to be building on Antigravity side as well. Okay, so here's the implementation plan right here. Its concern is the Google Drive upload, how it wants to be passed over. So right here is asking me a question. Should the dashboard send the file to the n8n webhook and let the n8n workflow handle the Google Drive upload? Let's see right here. Or should the dashboard upload directly to Google Drive using separate API key auth? So since I'm already authenticated on n8n, I'm gonna want to have it do it that way, just so I don't have to go through it again. I'm just trying to keep this as simple as possible. So I'm just gonna say let the n8n workflow handle the upload. All right. So just thinking through this right here. All right, perfect. So it's going ahead and creating the website here. So I'm sure you've seen it before, back when other tools were trending, like Lovable. Nothing against the tool, but I noticed if you're creating things with that, or Firebase Studio, which is what Google had before, they still do, but I think they're moving away from it. It just creates all this bloat and extra files, and it all looks confusing, especially for people who don't know how to code. You'll see here that it's very clean. It'll just make 3 files, only what it needs for the dashboard. So I'm just going to let it do its thing right here. You'll see that it has this scratch pad right here. So I'm just going to let it continue. And as it's going through, you're going to see this side right here populate with more files in this folder as it's building your dashboard. Okay, so we build the others right here. So build a JavaScript file. CSS is basically, just to quickly explain it, it's what websites use for styling and making the website look nice and pretty. HTML, in case you don't know what it is, it's the markup. So it's like the skeleton or like the frame of a building. CSS is like, you know, the tiles, the walls, the paint, things like that. JavaScript, it's what makes the websites perform any actions that they need to do, sort of. So all it needs is 3 files. No need to make a whole bunch of other files and bloat, and it's really nice and clean. Okay, all right, so it's all done here. Right here, it tells you start a local dev server and test the dashboard visually. All right. So I'm going to click on run. It's going to run the command for it to start a local server instance so you can test out your website. So it's just going through that right now. And then it's going to open up your new dashboard in a browser. Okay, so right here it says opened URL in browser. So that's the local address for when you're testing their website. Oh, there we go. Yep, this is moving. So it's doing some testing as well as it said it was moving the mouse. So that's just, yeah. This is just Google Antigravity testing out your website. Yeah, so it's just going through everything there. It's taking screenshots, taking a look around. Just wants to make sure that it built it properly. I like this little status thing that it built here, connected to n8n. That was pretty cool. I'm just letting it finish its thing. Looks like it's just writing a walkthrough checklist. And here it is. So it's just doing a walkthrough, just telling you how it's built, how it's designed. That's pretty neat. Okay, so here it is. Let's test this out and see how it works with n8n. I'm going to execute this workflow because we're still in the testing environment here in n8n, and then we're going to see if it uploads a video onto my social media. All right, now that our app has been built and we have our site open here, let's give it a test. I have our workflow here open. I just added this respond to webhook node right here, just to end the conversation. If we had configured anything for anything to be sent back to the app, this would help do that, but we don't have that set right now. We're just testing the capabilities of this site here, sending data to this workflow. All right, so I'm just gonna send this YouTube short. I'm just gonna leave it as this is a test title. This is testing my Antigravity app. All right. So I have that there, and then what this should do, briefly explain for those of you who haven't seen my other social media video, which I'll post the link below. But it should talk to this webhook here. When I execute it, sends it through, updates this Excel file, and then it should send it to Zapier. So I'm just gonna go here. Zapier triggers when that Google Sheet is updated, and then sends it to Buffer. What Buffer does is that it, when it receives that data from Zapier, it'll post it up to your social media. So that's what is happening here. Let's get this started. So I'm gonna hit execute. Now this is gonna start listening to anything sent from here. All right, so I'm just gonna hit upload. I'm gonna say uploading, and I'm just gonna wait for this here to fire off. Okay, so it went by really quick here. So fired off all the nodes right there. It uploaded to my drive, and most importantly, it sent the data to this Excel sheet right here. So as you can see, it has the description here. This is a testing my Gravity app. This is the test title, and then this is the URL. This is for my previous test. All right, so theoretically, Zapier should pull this and send it over to Buffer. I find it usually takes about a few minutes for that to happen, so I'm just gonna wait and we'll see if that worked. All right, so going over to my other Zaps, this one is for TikTok. Looks like I have a success here. So let's go to TikTok. Let's do a refresh. Still nothing yet. Oh, okay, there we go. So on YouTube, that's my previous test. But this one's showing up here. So there's my caption. And then there's a title. This is a test title. This is testing my Antigravity app. All right, let me refresh Instagram here. And we have this here. And there is my test. I'm going to be deleting this because I already posted this short. But yeah, this is testing my Antigravity app. Only YouTube takes the title. But there we go, that worked. I'm gonna go over to TikTok, I'm gonna refresh. And there we go, let's see. And I have here, this is testing my Antigravity app. Excellent. All right, so what we have here is our Antigravity app right here that uploads, connects with our n8n, which then updates our Excel sheet, and that should update over to all of our social media accounts. This is just a way so you don't have to pay for a service like 20 bucks a month or something just to post your social media. And then this is just an example of how to connect n8n with Antigravity. There you go, guys. That's how you set up Antigravity, connect it with n8n, and then use it to build web applications that can connect to your workflows. Of course, there's different functionalities to this, of course, which I'll be sharing in the future, but I thought this was something that was really cool. How you can connect your apps in n8n, have Antigravity build that app for you, give it any functionality that it needs. I'll be building some more advanced stuff. This is just more of a beginner-friendly tutorial, just to get yourself familiarized with getting the two connected. But I do hope that you find this useful and helpful. If you like videos like this where you learn automations and AI agents, please like and subscribe to help out the channel. I would really greatly appreciate it. I'll put all the resources for this video in the description below. But until then, happy automating, and I'll catch you on the next one.